1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3. Banjo Land, Mike Heading here. Today we're going to tackle the classic holiday tune, Silent Night in the key of G. This is a great song to work on for a couple reasons. One, it's got a great melody. We're going to be moving all over the neck. We're going to add some harmonies. And two, it's a slow tune, so sometimes a slow tune is hard to adapt to the banjo. So we're going to find those spots where we can add some rolls, add some pinches, and add some harmonies to fill up the sound. I kept the arrangement pretty simple on this one. I wanted to stay pretty close to the melody. And again, we're going to work on adapting this melody to the banjo. Alright, so I'm going to break down the whole thing note for note and then show you a bunch of backup stuff you can do on a slow tune like this. Alright, here's Silent Night in the key of G. Alright, so here's the first three measures of Silent Night. Let me play it and then I'll break it down. Remember, we're in 3/4 and we're in the key of G, and I'm just tuned to standard open G tuning, and we're counting to 3, so we just have 3 beats per measure. So here we go. That one more time. So we're going to start with a little intro here, and we're just going to use some harmonics. So I'm using my ring finger of my left hand, and we're going to go up to the 12th fret, and we're going to play the 1st string, 2nd string, and 3rd string. So the secret with the harmonics, sometimes they're called chimes, is that you're not pushing down, you don't want to fret the note. It's not that. You want to put your finger right on top of the fret. And then I'm not actually pushing down, I'm just resting my finger. Hear the difference between that and... So normally when you're fretting the notes, you want to be really close to the fret, but with harmonics, you actually want to be right on top of it. So see if I'm a little further away, you don't get that sound. You got to be right on top of it. You can do it at the 12th fret, you can do it at the 7th fret as well. So that's what I'm doing there. I'm just resting my finger lightly. And just, adjust your finger a little bit if you have to. Every banjo is a little bit different, but you want to be right on top of the fret. And again, I'm not pushing down, I'm just resting my finger. So that's my intro. I'm just going to do those 3 notes, 1, 2, 3. They're all quarter notes. And I'm just doing M, I, T with my right hand. And then I'm going to drop down, and I'm going to put my 2nd finger on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string, and I'm going to pinch those 2 notes. This is the beginning of measure 2. So I'm pinching 2nd string and 1st string. It's the same note. And then I'm going to hit the open 5th string, and then I'm going to put my 1st finger on the 2nd fret of the 1st string. And then I'm going to go back to that pinch. So I'm keeping my 2nd finger down. So it's pinch, and then thumb middle, and then pinch. We're going to break some rules here because it's a slower song. We're going to use our middle finger twice in a row there. So we're going. So there I did index and middle pinch, and then thumb middle, and then right back to index and middle pinch. So you got to move your right hand a little bit quicker there, but it's a slow song so you can do it. So that's the melody. That's the opening phrase, and the melody is just. So I'm just doing open and 2nd fret, and then back to open. So I'm just filling that up with some pinches. And the melody is going to be a lot on the 1st string for this song, so I wouldn't hit the 5th string too hard. You don't want to hear... the 5th string is kind of used as a timekeeper more than actually a note in this song. So let's do those first 2 measures again. So here we go. Now here's measure 3. We're going to move our second finger down to the second fret of the third string, and we're going to do a 2 to 4 slide with a forward roll. So I did TIM there, strings 3, 2, 1, while I'm doing a 2 to 4 slide. Now I'm going to go up to the 5th string and do 5, 2, 1, another forward roll. And remember, we're in 3/4, so we just need 6 eighth notes for one measure. So it's 2 forward rolls actually in 3/4 is one measure. So that's 1 and 2 and 3 and there. So 1 and 2 and 3 and. Don't do that slide too quick. So it's. Let's just practice that. And the melody there again is. And we're just filling that second string up with a slide. Add a little more banjo flavor, okay? So let's do those first 3 measures one more time. So it's. Now we're going to do for measure 4 a similar opening melody line, except instead of a pinch, we're just going to roll thumb middle. So keep your second finger down, go back to the 3rd fret 2nd string. I'm going to do thumb middle, and then up to the 5th string and do thumb middle again, and I'm putting my 1st finger back down, so that sounds like this. And then back to the pinch. So very similar to measure 2, just a slight variation. And the melody is the same there. And then for measure 5, we're going to do a variation on measure 3. We're just going to pinch, open 2nd string and 1st string, and then a forward roll, and then one more 5th string. So we did pinch, and then 5, 2, 1 with a forward roll, and then one more 5th string to add our last note. Okay? So let's play that opening melody line. We'll skip the harmonic intro just for now. Do that one more time. Okay, now we're going to go into a D chord. We're going to go up to the 7th fret on the high string and the 7th fret on the 3rd string. So our melody's up on the 1st string there. We're basically going up into this D chord. It's a D bar chord. Except we're just going to use our pinky and our 3rd finger, and I'll show you why in a second. So I've got my pinky up on the first string, 7th fret, 1st string, and I'm going to use my 3rd finger on the 7th fret of the 3rd string. And I'm going to pinch those 2 notes with my index and middle finger in my right hand. And then right here I'm going to use a little ghost note so that it's an open 4th string, and it's got parentheses on it in the tab. And what that means is that you don't want to hit that note really hard. We're using that as a timekeeper, basically. So, and then we're pinching on those 2 notes again. So it's 1, 2, 3. So that's just helping us keep the time there. So you could let that first pinch ring out 2 beats. 1, 2, 3. But I think it's a little bit easier to use your thumb as a timekeeper. So I'm doing 1, 2, 3. So I'm almost I'm pinching and then bouncing off my thumb. Like that. And you just don't want to hear that note really loud because it's not part of the melody. So again, they call that a ghost note. Our melody is up on the 1st string. So we're doing that's our melody. So it's a big jump there. It's good practice too. Use those open strings in measure 5. So we pinch that, hit the ghost note, pinch again, and then we're going to slide down to the 4th fret with our pinky and our 1st finger on the 2nd fret of the 3rd string. So that's basically into this D chord. So that's why we used our pinky there. You know, maybe at first glance it'd be easier to do it this way, but then that you have to do this big switch right there to get back to this one. So remember, a lot of times in banjo you have to think, where am I going next? So I'm up here. Now I can just slide my pinky down, and I'm right there. So I'm going from this D, remember, this D bar chord, down to this D. And the melody there is... So I'm using a lower harmony there. So I pinch those two notes, and then I'm gonna do a little forward roll. So I just did my 3 notes of my D chord. 3rd string, 2nd string, 1st string. So let's play measure 6 and 7. So it's... And the timing of measure 7 is 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. Don't do that too quick. Now measure 8.